action, yeah. And comparing all hunger, this is 762, I'm doing Barry Bond numbers. Look, obviously this ain't what y'all wanted, but they'll tell you I'm what happened when you mix the gospel with Griselda. Now let's get into it. Value of $1 isn't worth the rest of the block. Moving strange for change, it ain't make sense. Trappers had to do what they do, cause they ain't have a choice. Government threw the muzzles on my dogs, they ain't have a voice. Not a game, seen them bring them Call of Duty weapons through. Warzone, they hit the battlefield and brought the Tekken 2. Took a mile off an inch, no telling what the rest will do. Power of the dollar, you can smell the residue. You got bricks and drug money in the land that was paved. Every dollar that you make, it ain't gon' land in your grave. The love of money be the roots, well my man, you a slave. Yeah, your block might be a zoo, but you still stuck in the cage. But let's get past that. Out here with the bros, we move when God say. Choice been pretty easy when it's Yahweh over Yahweh. Red hood flow got me feeling like a Gotham night. Trap money in the hustle night.
Rap money lethal, rap money legal. All money ain't good money, they not equal. Keep your eyes open cause these last days evil.
Hustle. You have to hustle, put in the hard work. There's no excuses on the road to success. Even when you feel defeated, you gotta keep going. Pray. You have to pray for everything that you want and everything that you're thankful for. When it's not going the way that you want, you still gotta trust the process. Eat. After the hard work, it's time to celebrate and fellowship with the ones who believed in you. And if they didn't believe you, let's turn them into believers. Hustle, pray, eat. It's the brand that motivates.
Please forgive me. I know I'm full when I'm so empty, and it's all in my head, all in my head.
Hello?
This is an automated voice messaging system. If you would like to attend a Smoke Festival, press 1. If not, please press 2.
I got Peter Pan type of hops. Yeah. I got Peter Pan type of hops. Yeah. I got Peter Pan type of hops. Yeah. I got Peter Pan type of hops.
Okay, sit out on the internet, not by word of mouth. Pissed off, dog, I sit a vent. I prefer to shout. This not what my mama meant when I heard her doubt. This not what my mama meant when I run her mouth.
Holy smoke, let's go!
Yeah. Better than lemon, I'm ready to eat. I got an attitude up like easy. I had to blow up the lab like DD. I got a problem with friends, no Phoebe. All of you boys low key wanna be me. Come on and give me, they running like CC. Come on and give me, they running like
yeah. Howdy, partner. All of my life they doubt me. Had one shot like Fauci, took it. All of my shows be crowded, book it. I like them nice and rowdy. All of my tribe around me. I got the fit from Wowie, how we get it to fit so nicely. Thank you. On my tip like Spike Lee, do the right thing, off of my king. John got the kid like Tai Chi. Got out the boss all lightning. I found love in the storm like Kylie. From the boondocks like Riley. From the boondocks like Riley. Handle that pressure nicely. Diamond shining, white and brightly. I'm in that studio nightly. Me and my demons fighting. Please do not get me lit. Open that script, give me enlightening. My crew ball like Caillou. My crew hot like Cayenne. We got tunnel vision. Rest in peace, the princess dying.
yeah. Better than lemon, I'm ready to eat. I got an attitude up like easy. I had to blow up the lab like DD. I got a problem with friends, no Phoebe. All of you boys low key wanna be me. Come on and give me, they running like CC. Come on and give me, they running like
Y'all know what it is. Rise Up Worldwide is in the building, y'all. It's going down. Listen, man, I'm your host, Joe Boss. Follow me at Joe Boss Radio. I got my DJ with me, half man, half amazing, half DJ, half artist, whole bunch of different halves. My man DJ Lost and Found.
Right, word up. All them halves into one whole. All right, we got it. We got it.
Yes. I got my man DJ. I got my man here with the new album dropping, Vanguard Talk, coming out on the 19th.
Yeah,
my man Richard Dauphin. What's good?
Yeah. We in the building, man. We excited. Rise Up Worldwide. Good to be here. You know what I'm saying? Point of technical difficulties earlier, had to get right, but you know, we here though.
Show business.
Y'all know what it is. Woo! Man, listen, this is gonna be a dope episode, man. For y'all that don't know, man, myself and Richard Dauphin go back. It seemed like generations now, right? Because when I first started doing radio, back in 2000, I want to say 2008 is when I first started doing radio, or podcasting, I should say.
Wow.
I was doing a show called Official Boss Radio. Rich Dauphin was one of the first interviews that we had, right?
No doubt.
Fast forward 2016, we start Rise Up Worldwide.
Yeah.
Rich Dauphin is like episode number 7.
Yo, salute, King.
You know what I mean? So this is family right here.
Yeah, this is the own team. I'm in my living room. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my cousin crib. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got access to the fridge. You know what I'm saying? I got access to the fridge. I don't need to access to orange juice. You know what I'm saying?
Go get what you want. Just clean up after yourself. You know what I mean?
You're ready.
Make sure you put the top back on the mayo.
Say no more. Salute.
So listen, man. Big shout out to everybody that's rocking with us already. Shout out to my man Jay is LA. I appreciate you rocking with us quickly. And everybody that's here to support Rise Up and my man Rich Dauphin. So listen, let's jump right into it, man. You have a really solid album, man. It's short, I'm gonna say that. But like every song is like, it's almost like a different punch if you were a boxer. Like some of them is straight hard jabs, some of them is hook shots, some of them's uppercuts. Like, I don't know where you was going with it, bro. Like each shot was hard hitting, but it was different. So I mean, so let's talk about this album, man. So first off, why are you calling it Vanguard Talk? Like, what's the inspiration behind that?
You know, inspiration because of Vanguard. You know, it's funny. I remember at the time I was over here talking, and then Vanguard just came out of nowhere to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just came out like Vanguard. And I was just like, yo, that kind of got a ring to it, Vanguard. And I was like, what is a Vanguard? And I researched it up, and it was like a Vanguard is the people who are at the forefront of any movement or any idea, you know what I mean? They're at the forefront of any new development, and they're at the front lines of the army. And I was just like, that's what it is. That's a vanguard. That's what I desire to be. Anybody that knows and follow me know my passion for social justice, know my passion for being revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? And making music that empowers, you know. So Vanguard Talk is really like a language of empowerment to inspire those who are vanguards and don't even know it, or those who desire to step out but feel like they're all alone, or they don't know if they're good enough, or who feel like they're stuck looking at this mountain that they feel like they can't conquer. So I wanted to create a body of music, man, that could be your soundtrack. You know what I mean? This is like Vanguard Talk is a language of empowerment. Yo, this is what's gonna get you over that hump and get you to that next level. You know what I mean? All the while being transparent and opening up about my own personal struggles so that the listener feels like they're not alone. You know what I mean? So this is kind of like, Vanguard Talk is like a pep talk. And even if you follow me on social media, I would highlight, you know, certain quotes from different people and put under that, yo, that's Vanguard Talk. Yo, this quote right here, yo, that's Vanguard Talk. Mamba mentality, yo, that's Vanguard Talk. So listening to the project, you can kind of get that feel, you know, of inspiration. And it's something I'm definitely gonna be running with, man. So that's the background behind the project.
Wow. That's what's up. That's what's up. And it's funny you mentioned that Mamba mentality, because I believe there was a certain song you recently did with my man Conquest. and what was it? MLK
Yes, sir.
remix,
Yes, sir.
and you definitely played the point of Mamba
All day,
in that
man.
song.
Yeah. You know, I'm a diehard Lakers fan, so when Quest been trying to get me on the record for years, but we never had the beat, or we would want to do it, never happened. When he came up with the concept, I was like, you want me rapping as Kobe? Like rapping from Kobe? I was just like, oh yeah.
I'm in there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We gonna dance on this one. Like this is gonna be special. I heard the beat, I was like, okay. All right, my attitude in this game called like straight. You know what I'm saying? So everything just flowed. You know what I'm saying? It definitely just flowed fluidly. You know what I mean? So definitely.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Big shout out to Quest.
Absolutely. So you're talking about is it like mentorship, or is that a kind of a direction that you can see yourself going with this Vanguard Talk? Because this could be a whole brand in itself.
It is. This is why, like, the music is really the introduction to where this can go. Because mentorship is definitely something that I do. That I have done indirectly and now directly. Because over the last 2 years, what people might not have known, I became a certified life coach outside of doing a lot of community work and community organizing and being a director of different after school programs. I'm currently a dean at a charter school right now. So I always take the opportunities to take these kids and take these young men, just be like, yo, come on in, let me talk to you for a second. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you some Vanguard talk. Like, well, what are we doing here? Why are we, try to get, people to understand why they do what they do and also motivate them to get them to that next level. So it's all in the music. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes from here, when it comes down to, even consulting and even also could definitely spiral off into a podcast, talking to other vanguards, you know what I'm saying? To like really break down and let's get to the nitty gritty on people's journeys and their struggles. So, so the music is definitely the beginning of what's to come.
Word.
Sure.
Real quick, what are the other hats that you wear then? Because you're talking about mentorship. I believe I've seen you pastor, correct, as well.
I preach, yeah, man. I'm very active preacher. I've been an ordained minister, ordained reverend at my local church. Now, big shout out to my church, Church City. Pastor Richard Ishmael, also known as Richie Righteous. You know what I'm saying? That's my out in Jamaica, Queens. That's where I get my food, get my bread at. You know what I'm saying? Get that word. And I'm very active preaching at I get invited to speak at different conferences and also different on Sundays. So sometimes I cover for pastors.
Roll over, baby.
Yeah. Say it again.
Sorry, my daughter's acting crazy.
That's that. Yeah. So I get invited to preach at different congregations, men's retreats, youth retreats, youth revivals, and just Sunday mornings, just to give they pastors, I got you. Let me hold you down on this one. So I'm very active in the giving of the word, so.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Wow, man. So not only is you a dope rapper, you're a dean of a school, you're a pastor, man, basically civil rights activist.
I'm not an ordained pastor, but you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a minister of the gospel, bro. I definitely go out because I got my own church. Not that.
I mean, it's almost like if Martin Luther King was born now, you know what I mean? Like that'd be you.
Yo, that's what I strive to be. I'm definitely a fan of King. Definitely
Martin Luther Dauphin.
Yeah, yo, bro, listen. I call myself Martin Luther Malcolm Dauphin X. You know what I'm saying? Mandela. You know what I'm
That's it.
That's hilarious.
Definitely King. Definitely.
That's what's up, man. Wow. I mean, the album is dope, man. Like I said, each and every track. So talk about the title track, Vanguard Talk.
That's a track that you know, around the time that I had it, it was just when I heard the beat, I was like,
Let me hold on, and let me be more specific because you got the Vanguard
intro,
intro
yeah,
and the Vanguard
talk,
song.
yeah.
So, like, what's the difference? I mean, obviously different songs, but why did you separate it like that?
I separated it because the Vanguard intro was very introspective. It was me talking about my journey, what I've been through. So the first half, you hear me rapping on the strings. You know, it's very, very naked. You know, the beat is very naked, no drums. I'm just rapping on the strings, just really displaying my heart to the listener and my journey. And then it transitions to what is a Vanguard. So it's kind of like my becoming. And then, you know, when the beat switch, this is like, okay, now I'm on my Vanguard vibes, like, you know, and I'm galvanizing other Vanguards to be like, yo, this is our time, we about to go get it. You know, so that's what the intro's for. And Vanguard Talk, that's just like, you know, the mindset of it's time to go get it. You know, it's time to go get it. And I got my bro, shout out to the 9th inning, he recently retired, but I probably his last feature, you know what I'm saying? Before he put his jersey in the Christian hip hop kingdom rafters, you know what I'm saying? Man. I got the last feature, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't that crazy to have? To me, that's just crazy to even hear somebody saying they retiring.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, bro, we ain't that old. I don't care what you say.
He really retired, bro. He really, and the thing is, shout out to him because he's doing a lot of Vanguard work, man. He started his not-for-profit organization, mentoring kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's where his heart and his passion lies. So that's a blessing to have him on a project while as he begins something that I have been doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was good that felt good for me. You know what I'm saying? To get his last feature, you know, and that record is just a record of empowerment. That's just like the attitude, and plus the sound of it. It sound New York. It sound like I miss that hard aggression, New York, you know, vintage, but still it's vintage, but it still has an edge to it. You know, it still has an edge to it. So I love the sound, and having him on it, he made the record. Like real talk. Even though I was rapping, but I tell him like, yo, he bodied the record off the ad-libs because the record wouldn't be the record without him on it. You know, so it's definitely, you know, him putting his sense, his vibe and his flair on it just really, you know, really captivated, you know, and brought the energy that I felt that the record needed, you know, to make it that anthem. You know, like I said on the record, this is what the city sound like. You know what I'm saying? This is what the kingdom sound like. This is how the saints supposed to sound like. So this is just like really planting that kingdom flag on the block on Times Square, like what we hear. This is what we do. Kingdom all day, every day. It's for the culture. So that's the vibe and the essence of the record. You know what I mean?
All right, so look, this is what we're gonna do. Let's break it up a little bit. Get into some music. LNF, what you got lined up for us, man?
You know what? I was trying to hold on to this, but I think we're gonna get right into what we're doing. Because you know what I mean, it's on the album. How about you tell the folks real quick about the track, and then we'll go into it.
Yeah, what we doing, man, was really kind of like it was one of those records that was spawned from a frustration of being a person that's very active in the community, and I'm very active in my faith, and it just seemed like the two worlds were separated. You know, and I didn't feel like there needed to be a separation. You know, as believers who have the power, who have the spirit, who have the wisdom, who have the heart of God, like, yo. And it felt like when I was challenged to go certain places or talk about certain topics, it was just like, no, you can't go there. We don't do that. I'm like, what? If we're not called to the hood, then what we doing?
Right.
And what we doing? And if we're not outside with our faith, then because we don't serve a within the four walls salvation. That ain't it. What we do on Sundays, this is just the gas station. No car stays at the gas station. No. It's just we're called to be filled up and go out to our destination. Mm-hmm. But the gas station,
talk that talk.
You know what I mean? The gas station is not a parking lot. The gas station is a pit stop. And unfortunately, we have allowed the church to be a gas station for some, to become a parking lot, when in all actuality, it's supposed to be a pit stop for what we're supposed to do from Monday through Saturday, you know? So that's the heart of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't down for what God's down for, then what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's...
If you ain't down for the loss, tell me what we doing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I mean?
All right, let's do it, man. What we doing by my man, Rich Dauphin. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay tuned. Sure. Stay blessed.
And think we serve blonde hair, blue-eyed, Ep3 Jesus. But that's a false image, ain't what the scriptures depicted. You see, for too long we've been going on with these gimmicks. Listen, I've been enlisted, committed to the kingdom. And in the life of a saint, we rebel against the system. His word, it was written and engraved in my heart. So when you walk in the walk, you see, you don't talk, you bark. I'm here, making my mark. See, they done let the lion out the cage. Yeah, this is spirit-filled, sanctified rage. If we ain't down for the poor, then tell me what we doing. If we ain't down for the lost, then tell me what we doing. We scared to take it by force, then tell me what we doing. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? If we ain't down for the Great Commission, then what we doing? We playing out of position, I'm saying what we doing. If we ain't trying to make a difference, then tell me what we doing. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? I said it, yo. I said it, yo. Can't hold me back, let me go. 'Cause I'm ready to let them know. Yeah. See, I ain't here to get you hype if you ain't about the light. You scared to get in the rain and don't talk about the fight. See, I'm just putting on for my people in the struggle. 'Cause we've taken the gospel and turned it into a hustle. With all that's going on, we can't just sit and condone it. Instead of waiting for change, it's time to seize the moment and walk in our authority. Separate the real from fake. We don't act and participate. It's time we initiate. Listen, there's a remnant that's doing what we supposed to do. They wonder why we radical. I wonder why y'all comfortable. They gon' say I'm conscious or say I'm too deep. You mad 'cause I'm woke? I'm mad you still sleep. If we ain't down for the poor, then tell me what we doing. If we ain't down for the lost, then tell me what we doing. We scared to take it by force, then tell me what we doing. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? If we ain't down for the Great Commission, then what we doing? We playing out of position, I'm saying what we doing. If we ain't trying to make a difference, then tell me what we doing. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? I said it, yo. I said it, yo. Yo. Can't hold me back, let me go. Fist in the air, I'm ready to let them know. Cross on my shoulder, homie, that's how we do it. You see, we gotta be the change that we wanna see in the world. We can't just talk about it, we gotta be about it. One person can't reach everybody, but anybody can reach somebody if we can. With that being said, listen. With all these kids getting shot, I'm saying what we doing. And all my bros getting locked up, tell me what we doing. If we ain't down for the cause, and tell me what we doing. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? We got no time to be idle, I'm saying what we doing. 'Cause so many suicidal, I'm saying what we doing. And yo, it's time for revival, I'm saying what we doing. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? I said it, yo.
Yeah. I wanna go in like the Grays do, you know what I'm saying? lights on. One time. Yeah. One time, 100 bands. 2 times, 100 bands. Run it up, jump man. Run it up, stop man. Run it back 2 times. And they did it 2 times. Kick back, shoe line, Mike Jack. Move like, I got the keys to the city, yeah. Out of my mind and slutty, yeah. I got no time to be pretty, yeah. Out of my mind and slutty, yeah. Let me just run in my own lane, yeah. I got the fire like propane, yeah. Baby, we growing like Rogaine, yeah. And you just got you so low, man, Run it up, 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 run it up. Hit one time, run it up, 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 run it up. Hey, one time, run it up, run it up, run it up. Hey, run it up. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Hey, one time, run it up, 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 run it up. Hey, one time,
Man, I feel like Kobe, yeah. Shooting in the 03, yeah. Once you get to know me, yeah, you gonna have to show me, yeah. Run through the post and I back down, ayy. Operations step, let me act now, ayy. Even going like I'm Brown, ayy. Mood feeling dope and pass up, yeah. Came with a lesson, Came with confession, came with a blessing, Came with an angle, Came with an angel, came with a halo, I got a point when I see you, yeah. You got a plan but a see-through, yeah. They say that life is a movie, yeah. You know I run with a sequel, ayy.
run it up, 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 run it up. Hit one time, run it up, 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 run it up. Hey, one time, run it up, run it up, run it up. Hey, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Hey, one time, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Run it up, hey,
all you suckers on news, I don't play with old fools. Put this in the Pro Tools, new dog with the old moves. I came with some new shoes, switch this up with new moves. Emperor with new crews, I keep winning, you lose. I keep winning, you lose. I keep winning, you lose. Play this back in real time, I keep winning, you lose. We just don't pick and choose, run this like the goose. We don't want you to die, take your head up that news. But this might leave a bruise, something you can't refuse. If you call up your fam, they say we got the juice. Baby, don't be amused, this might come with the blues. All my wins I reuse, even this coming twos. Real talk. Yeah.
Whoo. Man, that was some dope music, man. Listen, I always loved that video of yours, Rich. Like the energy in the video, like you know a song is dope when like you got people in the video, but you could tell they're like genuinely enjoying the song.
Yo, you know it's funny. There's a dude in the video, and if you look back, he got like dreads. Like he got like kind of like dreads, like an older gentleman. He's tall. That's one of the dudes at the church that I used to work at, right? That will always be outside the church, but would never come in the church. But sometimes, you know, he tell that, you know, he has his own, you know, struggles with different substance abuse and addictions. But I always pull up to him and I always show love. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, he's not, you don't always be here mentally. So when you could have a conversation with him, you know, he's like, you respect. And he's like, always show me love. I was like, yo, listen, yo, pull up to my Bible. Yo, I'm teaching today. Yo, pull up to my Bible study. And he would come to the church. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he wouldn't have a shirt on, but he would come. You know what I'm saying? He's, you know, one of those dudes. So like, you know, as long as you're fit. And I told him I rap. He was like, word, I rap too. He started spitting. I can't tell you anything he's spitting about, but it's from his heart. And I told him, I said, yo, I got a music video. Yo, I want you to pull up in. He was like, yo, you know, Jamaican dudes. He was like, all right, yo, Reverend, yo, I got you. I'm gonna come into the video. I was running mad late for the video. And then I was about to not go and pick him up because I'm thinking he's probably not even gonna be there. But then I was like, I would hate for him to be waiting there. And
you gonna show.
So I said, let me go spin a block. Your man came through, had golden shoes on, like, yo, I'm ready for the video. So I was like, all right, pull up. So we's in the car, and then I'm getting there. Now everybody else is for the video, and I'm telling everybody, even though everybody roll with they down, they cool, you know what I'm saying? But I had to prepare them, because I don't know, like, what state of mind he might be in, you know what I'm saying? So he came through and he was doing him, like he was over here rolling up on the video shoot. So I'm telling him like, yo, I ain't even want to stop. I ain't stopping. I told everybody else, this is where he's at. Yo, show love to him. And he was like hyped to be in the video. You know, there was one time they had me on camera. I was like, hold up. What? This ain't what we doing. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep it raw, right? But yo, not now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? Get the wrong image. You know what I'm saying?
Wrong video.
Don't roll up now. But you know what I'm saying? Off cam, you good. But everybody show love and embrace him. But that meant a lot to me because I felt like, yo, he made the video. Because he's the reason why we do what we do. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing when you talked about the video, and it was 100% true.
Something like that is so impactful because, like, you let him come as he is, right? Now, granted, you know, ideally he don't stay that way.
Absolutely.
But you let him come in and you showed him love regardless of where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that right there, just the love that you can show somebody when they're at their worst is what can actually bring them over. Right? Sometimes, you know what I mean? The only scripture that they gonna read is you. You got to be the living scripture for them to understand God, the love of God, man. And you did that, bro. So I commend you for it. I commend you for pulling up, bringing him to the video, and still let him be him.
Right.
Without necessarily, you know what I'm saying, jumping down like, oh, you don't do this. Nah, just okay. I get where you at. We're gonna still show you the love of God. So that's dope.
That's the heart, man. That's what we should be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
That's why.
So now, the other part of that song, though, that we're gonna have to get to later in this show, is I saw a second video that was done to this song. When this video was actually used for a really pivotal moment in your life.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, man. Like sometimes, you know, when you do this, sometimes I choose as the hardest thing to do in order to do it. Like when I first recorded what we're doing, I had the opportunity to like, yo, to rock out at the KCAs. You know what I'm saying? At the King Short Awards. So ideally, the song that you should probably do is the song that everybody knows. And the song that pretty much got you on to that platform.
Yeah.
Not Richie Dauphin. I said I was going to use this moment to propose to my wife, right? So here's why the backstory, and I never shared this, you know what I'm saying? But the backstory, she loves what we're doing. You know, as I was writing it, she's the one that co-signed like, yeah, I like that beat. Yeah, I like that hook. So she would always be like, what we doing? I said, hey, yo. Like, she was the first person that kind of like capitalized with that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what we doing there. And you know what? I'm going to use that stage and I'm going to use that setting to propose. So I got my man, Cole Campbell, who was over here singing, you know what I mean? This is why I love you. Have my man Calvin on the keys, and then right after the song, what we doing, no one's gonna know what's gonna happen. And then I was gonna be like, yo, listen. So, yo, Evie, shout out to Evie, my wife, Evie, Mrs. Dauphin. I was like, yo, so what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So what we doing? Everybody was like, hold up, is this happening? And she was mad shook. So I was just like, yo, I've never been so nervous. I didn't even realize I didn't ask her to marry me. I was like gone. I was just like, so what we doing? So she was like, and then I was like, I need you to say, I said, hey, yo. She was like, hey, yo. And everybody like,
Listen.
My man Saga kills me to this day. He was like, yo, that's the most New York proposal ever.
In life. In the history of proposals. Not will you marry me? Yo, what we doing?
Yo, what we doing?
Don't say if this what we doing, say hey yo.
I need you to say hey
yo. Yo, listen, Mrs. Dauphin, we need you to get that video to us ASAP.
Yo,
like we need to embarrass Richard a little more. You know what I mean? And I need to do a reaction video to it, just cause the most New York proposal in the history of proposals.
Yo, wrong with it was so the footage that I got. The I think it's a 7 video. I think it's probably on Instagram. I probably got it on my earlier joints on Instagram. I was so nervous. I remember walking up to Redeem, shout out to Redeem, backstage and his wife. And I told them I was about to propose. And they was like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? It's real. And I was like, hold up. Yo, hold on. Do I got to put the ring on her finger? Do I have to they were like, what is this? Are you serious? You asking this? I'm like, yeah, I just practiced getting the ring.
Yeah.
What to do now?
Listen. That's an important question. You got one shot to do this right.
That's right.
And it's on in front of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the Christian hip hop Grammys. What?
Listen.
It's crazy.
You got one shot to do this right. I ain't mad at that question, bro.
Shout out to my wife who's checking in on the chat. Yo, I had the box upside down. You know what I'm saying? I was tripping.
Oh man.
I put the ring on the wrong finger. I was scrambled.
Listen, in front of all them people. I mean, that was an epic moment at the KCAs. That was an epic moment. I don't care what nobody said.
It really was.
It was a highlight.
Ooh, man.
Marcus telling me, you only got 5 minutes. I was like, yo, bro, I timed this out. Yo, I don't care about your proposal. We gonna shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Me and Marcus go.
Yo,
I didn't even tell him I was gonna do it. Chris told him. Rich told you what he's gonna do? Nah, what he's gonna do? Yo, he gonna propose. Yo, that dude didn't tell me he's gonna propose. Yo, we have to show. Yo, I heard right.
No. I need you to do your impression. Because y'all that don't know, my man Rich does the absolute best impressions of him. That's why I gotta zoom in on you real quick.
He had to zoom in on the
because he does the absolute best impression of Minister Marcus, probably better than Minister Marcus.
He put me on the spot. Yo, Marcus hit me up, and if you ever know when Marcus get tight, he was like, yo, when you was gonna tell me that you was gonna propose, bro? Yo, we got a show. What are you doing? Yo, brethren, we only got 5 minutes. How long you think this is gonna take? Yo, we shut it down now. I don't care. You gonna propose in the parking lot on Flatbush Avenue, not on the show.
Yo, perfect accent, cadence,
got the mouth and everything.
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 On Flatbush Avenue. Yo.
You're proposing outside. I mean, you're proposing in front of juniors. Not here.
Man.
Yo,
that's crazy.
My man Marcus, man. That's the bro.
For sure. Man. So listen, let's get back into this album, man. There's a lot of things that you did with this album that was dope and a bit of a surprise. You know what I'm saying? The track, let me pull it up. Promised Land.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Promised Land, because that joint with Cole Campbell, I felt like was really, really impactful. And I felt like it was a joint first off, Cole Campbell, probably one of the dopest R&B artists out right now. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the dopest artists that I don't feel like he's got his just due yet. When people really find out this man's skill level, he's gonna pop. he's really gonna pop, right? And you got him on here, and y'all killed this joint. So please talk to us about that track.
This is around the time I did Hope. Around the time I was doing Hope, because me and Cole, we go back. Like that's been the bro for like the longest. You know what I mean? I told him I had a record, and I recorded the record without him. I laid down the verses, and I was just sitting there thinking. I was like, you know what this track needs to take it out of here? It needs cocaine. So I hit him up. I was like, yo, this is what I have. This is my concept. And then he was, you bring Cole into the studio, and then that's an experience in itself. I'm about to actually leak that because I actually have the studio session of him recording the song and all the stuff that he's doing, all the intricacies of like I was fortunate enough to capture his genius. You know what I'm saying? To capture his genius and how he records. Because the way he records is not regular. Like, people sing the leads first. No, he sings that. He does the ad
libs. Oh, he's one of those.
And then he does the runs, and then he lays whatever extra stuff. And the last thing he does is learn to do the lead. So we can sit there and be like, "What is he doing?" Like you might be thinking, yo, he's butchering your record. You know what I'm saying? Because you're expecting.
He's working backwards.
He's working backwards.
Ooh, that's crazy.
So it was like, so then when you hearing it, and I'm like, and even in that, I'm gonna leak it tomorrow. I gotta leak it tomorrow. So
man,
I'm talking about, and then even hearing, being fortunate enough to see what he's doing with the background vocals. When the beat is muted, so you hear his pitch without any plugins whatsoever. And it's like, yo, he sounds like a one-man choir. Like he's doing all these different parts and all these different harmonies. And then when the beat drops with everything, he's a whole orchestra. It sounds like a choir is on the record. If you listen to, it's just him. That's why I always say that's the co-choir. You know what I'm saying?
Not Cole Campbell, co-choir.
One man choir in there.
Wow.
What I mean? So I think that was special. And that song is, anybody that knows me, man, I'm always very passionate about social justice and activism. And this song was inspired around 2020, where even though I've always done songs about like, empowerment, and civic engagement and, stepping out, speaking truth to power, around 2020, somebody so active, people probably think like, okay, Richard, do the song now because look at the times. But really, I was so impacted, I didn't have anything to say. And the reason I didn't have anything to say because I was outside, like I was marching. Like, you know what I mean? I was with the signs. I was over here marching. I was like, I'm not trying. I felt cheap trying to use this moment to galvanize. You know what I'm saying? To ride this because it might be a wave to everybody else, but nah, I've been out here before this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the time to record. Nah, this is some time to put boots to the ground. You know what I mean? Because of what's really going on, and that's how everything spawned off with, with Good Fight Coalition. You know what I'm saying? Good Fight Coalition, I think it was spawned off from a conversation with myself and Marcus where we were saying, like, yo, you see they marching, you see what's happening out here, you seen the video of George Floyd, yo, Rich, I'm asking you, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you what we doing. So it was, it was definitely an impactful moment. And then Promised Land was really came from that. It came from that. Like, after, not that the smoke is cleared and everything is settled, but when I was actually got a chance to sit and click and think, I was just like, yo, listen, man, the struggle continues and it's ongoing struggle. Like, this is never a time to not speak out. Sometimes people often tell me like, Rich, why are you speaking about this? Like nobody wants to hear about this, right? This is what I would hear from believers, like people thinking, oh, let me hear, you want to hear some Christian rap, and they were trying to think about the death, burial, and resurrection. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for the death, burial, and resurrection. But when I talk about, white supremacy, I talk about oppression, nobody wants to hear that. But then when a murder happens with O.P. Sterling, or when you hear something that happens with Eric Gardner, now it's time. Now it's the proper time to speak on it. So we have to wait for something to happen to justify us speaking out against things that we know is happening anyway. Like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. I remember being asked to do a Bible study right when they were rioting on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn.
Wow.
They was over here looting all up and down, like, you know, Flatbush. And then the kids I was in the group with, I was like, the pastor was like, what you really want me to, I was like, I can't teach this lesson. How can I talk about baptism where kids are upset at the fact that they are going through what they're living in this reality, and it seems like there's such a disconnect with the church. Shout out to the pastor, Pastor Diane of Connect Life Church. She was just like, yo, talk to him, speak to him right where he at. She gave me the license and we talked about social justice. That was what we did for Sunday school. Let's talk about it. Why are you angry? So I'm talking with these teens about why are you angry? Why are you mad? You know what I mean? Like, and they're asking, what does God have to do with all this? Like, where is God in all this? Where is God when you know this officer has his foot on the neck of George Floyd? Where is God in all of it? We gotta have and tackle those rough questions. But this is why Promised Land, I felt is so relevant, and why I'm passionate about having it, because it's relevant when something hits the fan, and it's relevant to me, might not be to everybody, but you know what? To remind you that, yo, it ain't all sweet out here. The struggle's still going on. Wow. We're not waiting for another person to get murdered to think, oh, wow, we need to do something. No, we need to be proactive and not reactive. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Wow. So apologetics. He was doing apologetics.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Real talk. And really always trying to fuse those worlds into one. You know, to be the man. Well, one thing I love about Dr. King is he wasn't just a pastor. He wasn't just a civil rights leader. He was literally a man of God that used the word of God to transform culture. And that's kingdom.
Yeah.
That's kingdom. That's not something that he did great. No, I think that's something that we all probably do.
Wow.
Listen, we gotta get into some music. Right.
Reverend Dr. Richard Dauphin Martin King X.
Shabazz Jr.
Oh, wow. Just lost a subscriber.
or you could have gained one, you know. Okay. You know how you feel about it.
Wow.
Shout out to my bro Willie Green, GFC.
Willie Green, appreciate you logging in with us, brother. Appreciate you, Supreme. Appreciate you, Brian Baradox. Appreciate you. And of course, Mrs. Dauphin. We appreciate you. You know what I mean? So listen, let's jump into this music, man. What you got lined up for us, LNF?
Yeah, let's get into this. What's Your Heart Like?
All right. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Yep.
What they've been waiting on. That Vanguard Talk.
Don't keep me in the dark. Cause it's bad.
Yeah.
Shout no bad for my heart.
I said it,
It's like when sharks smell blood in the water. The hunger and thirst after the slaughter. Yeah, I go hard for the Father until I'm martyred, until the angels pull a Charlie Parker and I'm caught up to meet him. I won't greet him. Yeah, salute the king who straight up purchased my freedom. It's sad how people don't recognize how they need him, cause they sick with these verses is gon' give them the healing. This ain't for comfort, convenience, it's needed. Ain't a secret, the definition of raging against a machine is Jesus. Whether you think I'm underrated, overrated, listen when I say I don't care, it's an understatement. See, most people will talk about ministry but never do ministry, but I live ministry. There's a difference, see the truth is off track of fate. This is blood sport and I'm Frank Duke straight going crazy at the Kuwait. Grateful for the journey and turn me to who I am now, no longer a boy. I'm mature to a man now. My season in solitary necessary. Now I'm RD3 rapper revolutionary. Most stay on when I'm on. Why? There's levels come too far to get here. I won't dare settle. Threat to society. Why? Cause they fear rebels walking by faith, not sight. I'm on my daredevil. I rap life. My lyrics ain't entertainment. I rap Christ and I ain't ashamed to proclaim him. The one thing I really can't explain is how dudes claim the faith. You're too ashamed to proclaim him. I'm just saying. Yo. What's your heart like? Yo, the only reason I'm even here today, cause I was groomed by the greats who straight paved the way. What's your heart like? I can't front, man, I came up different, man. Yo, see, I've been courting red bread, rich, righteous, and party. Rap fest, molded, I'm kingdom, lion-hearted. Don't get me started, I don't care what the opposition is, cause in the mirror's where my only competition is. This is what you sound like fresh up out of the wilderness. Been so long, felt I was on a pilgrimage, just to be conformed to his likeness and images. People want bars, but what they need is deliverance. They see the clothes, but I ain't come here to style on them. Show me a stage in Jesus' name, wildin' on them, wildin' on them. Yeah. See, I ain't here to entertain you, I'm saying you what your heart like. See, all the talent in the world mean nothing, man, what your heart like. Talk to 'em. Yeah, I know you selling at these shows, but I'm saying you what your walk like. Yeah, before I wrote these bars, I had to pray and get my heart right. Heart right, yeah. Just having a heart to heart with the people, man. Yeah.
Swinging for the fences. Oh, tell me why you speaking of a listen. Maybe you should watch your tone when you're talking to a champ like me. No, I can do all things. Now watch me run for it, run for it. Tell them meet me at the front door, front door. We ain't winning, what you come for, come for. Cause I believe when everything's dark inside, you'll be the moon at night. Sun don't shine, no, not every night. I believe you'll always survive a night sky. So even when you're living in the fight of your life, know the strong survive, hey. Living in the fight of your life, what they say is this do or die, hey. Living in the fight of your life, hey. Know the strong survive, hey. Living in the fight of your life, but baby this ain't do or die, forever alive. Tell me how I won't sinner, don't convert to bone winner. Got the living water, I'ma play the hot dinner. I sure got all spark, don't litter. Knock, knock, pull the car with the chestnut checker. I've been abandoned, this my mansion, rolls in the dirt. Shake, seat in his hand, seat in the dirt, we'll show what it's worth. Small suckers say the squares for the block. Ain't no gang shine, flipping block. Pull up with the fight of life. Know the strong survive, hey. Living in the fight of your life, what they say is this do or die, hey. Living in the fight of your life, hey. Know the strong survive, hey. Living in the fight of your life, but baby this ain't do or die, forever alive. When everything's dark, hey, inside, you'll be the moon at night. Sun don't shine, no, no, not at midnight. I believe you'll survive a night sky when everything's dark, hey. Inside, you'll be the moon at night. Sun don't shine, no, not at midnight. But I believe in lone survive a night sky, even when you're living in the fight of your life. Know the strong survive, hey. Living in the fight of your life, what they say is this do or die, hey. Living in the fight of your life, hey. Know the strong survive, hey. Living in the fight of your life, but baby this ain't do or die, forever alive.
Yeah, man. Rise up worldwide. Listen, LNF, you own one with the music, bro. Like, you like literally not missing.
Hey, it's New York, man.
Shout out to Angie Rose.
Rich, talk about that song we just played, man.
Yo, you know, with your heart, like it was, that was really one of those. It was really like a freestyle that I did, because at the end of KCA's, the King of Choice Awards, the cipher, you know, I said "What your heart like," you know, and then again, my wife, you know, my wife is a big inspiration. She always kept on saying, yo, what your heart like? That's what I'm talking about. What your heart like? And I was like, what your heart like? I was like, I need to do something with that. You know what I'm saying? I need to do something with that. So I got, you know, the most New York boom bappiness track there was to just really be able to just like, you know, let off. You know what I mean? Let off that content and really speak to, you know, as not even as individuals, man. It's thing. Like I said a line in the cipher freestyle. I was like, nowadays everybody know how to talk right, but what really matters is what you walk like. It ain't about your bars and if your song's tight, but yo, self-examine what your heart like, you know what I mean? So that's where it came from, you know, just really like having that real talk. You know, it's all about, even though I'm a fan of lyricism, it's all about being, it's cool to be catchy, it's cool to be, you know, intricate with the bars, but beyond all that, yo, what's going on in here? You know what I'm saying? What's going on in here? Like, you know, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's really going on. You know, let's talk about giving people that substance. You know, I could be very entertaining with my art, but beyond all that, what's your heart like? You know what I'm saying? So that's what that comes from at its core.
Man. So I want to ask you this. Now, this project, it looked like you dropped roughly, I believe, 6 songs. 7, right. Like, what is there a reason why you kept it short? Is there like more music coming? Like, talk to me about that.
Definitely, like, I'm outside this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm gonna say I'm outside this year. You know, and I definitely had more songs. Shout out to my engineer, you know, Edwin, you know, EV Music.
He killed
it.
Know,
he got you know, had some doors open that caused him to be on tour a lot. You know what I'm saying? Which was great for him, but not so great for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I couldn't get to finish a lot of the songs that we had, you know, but I didn't want to sit on the music anymore. You know, so I was just like, even though I wanted to like add more songs to it, but I was like, you know what, this is good for now, you know, because as we move forward with the momentum that I believe that is carrying, you know, it's the perfect lead and segue to more that is to come. You know what I mean? So there's definitely gonna be more music. So this is consider this the appetizer. You know, it's the advertising. And even I said too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the living room. I'm with my cousins in there. So, you know, I can't be so discreet. I ain't talking to strangers.
It's all right. It's all right, bro. Kick your shoes off. We good. You know what I mean? We good. I got something in the oven ready for you to eat in a little bit. We good.
Say no more. You know
what I mean?
7 tracks is smart though, because you know what I mean. People not digesting 15 tracks no more. You know what I mean? So
they don't got
give
the
them 7 here, and then at the end of the year, give them another 10. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's the goal. That's definitely the goal.
I think it's also smart because back when people were doing 20-track albums, right? You knew 6 or 7 of them was just fillers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Probably shouldn't have made the album. You got 7 tracks. Every track better be hard because it's gonna stand out real hard if it ain't.
And you know what? As a music consumer, because I'm a fan of the music, if I put 3 intros in there and made it 10, it's gonna feel like a complete album. But really, it's the 7 songs.
It's the same 7 songs.
You know what I'm saying? But just the way it looks on this track listing. Right. But in all actuality, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I give you, hey, get ready, y'all. Track 1. And then the actual intro goes, be like, yo, man, I love this music. Track 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not trying to, I didn't want to cheat the people. You know what I mean? But I wanted to give more than an EP, but just enough to be called the album. You know what I mean? So, and I thought that 7 was definitely, this is the perfect 7 to start off with.
Listen, and you made it rock, man. You definitely made it rock, bro. I'm sorry, I think I cut you off. I don't know if you were about to say something.
Oh no, I could. I do have a question actually. Talk about some of the other Vanguards that's on this album, because you already mentioned Ninth Inning, Cole Campbell. I saw her Saga on there. Even in singing that, like this dude, a whole artist. So talk about some of the other Vanguards that you got on there as well.
One of the records that I have of course Saga, my bro. You know what I mean? That's a little bro in there. You know what I'm saying? Saga on there. He was on a record that again I tried to do it on my own, but one thing that I'll give Saga his flowers, because hanging out in the studio with him has definitely helped my creative process, because being so active, you know, doing community work and preaching, when it comes down to getting to wanting to be creative and write, sometimes it just be so hard. Like I just feel like so out of sync. But sometimes being in the studio, watching him cook inspires me. You know what I mean? It definitely inspires me, and it makes me want to write. Sometimes even there were times where I was going to the studio and he would just pull up, just to pull up. And having him be around, he would say, hey, why don't you say it like this? Yo, don't limit yourself. Go ahead, sing on the record. Yo, don't care how it sounds. Let it go, bro. It sounds good. And hearing him give the cosigns on some ideas that I have in my head, you know, was definitely great. I'm truly grateful for that. And then on the song that he's on, The Process, it was fitting, because that's one of those songs that I tried to sing that part, but it was not sounding right. And then he got on it. And then he laid down, he did exactly what I did. And shout out to Conquest. Conquest heard it. He was like, it's good, but it seems like it needs more. And then I told him, I was like, listen, I need you to go back in the studio. You did it exactly the way I told you to do it. Don't do it. Don't do what I did. I need you to go in there and give me a Saga feature. I need you to go up there and be Saga. I told them to go in there and Sagafy it. You know what I mean?
Sensei on the mic.
Go ahead. Just go ahead. Just do you. And he was like, all right. And it turned out what it turned out to. You know what I mean? And that's on The Process, which is one of my favorite songs on the project, by the way. You know, and I also have Egypt Ajay. You might not know who she is, but the reason why having her on there is important, because she was one of my students. She was one of the students while she was in 7th grade. She had a book full of, I was like, what you doing? She was like, yo, these are songs. Songs? Yo, we got a studio. I need you to start writing in the studio. I don't feel like writing in no studio. I'm like, yo, I literally dragged her to the studio. But that's how she started writing. You know, and as years progressed, her vocal tone started like really coming alive, you know, and now she grown, she's doing her thing, you know, R&B, she's out in LA. But the fact that I was able to have her, you know, she always attributes to like, yo, man, you believe me, you put me in the studio, now you can't get out the studio. Now she's writing for artists, she's getting features here and there, like, you know what I'm saying? So that meant something, the fact that, yo, I have her on my project. You know what I'm saying? So that was like important, man. Big shout out to Egypt on that. I also have Saga's wife, Renee Ashley on there on Forever. You know what I mean? On that record. And she bodied that. You know, she definitely took it to a whole nother level.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Like, just wow. Like the people that you involved with, the people that you are inspiring through everything that you're doing, man. It's an amazing thing to see. It really is. You know what I mean? And honestly, just the connections that you're working with the people inside of CHH, the fact that you're reaching back and pulling kids You know what I mean? Like, cause listen, let's be honest. She could have been in the streets doing all kinds of things, and probably because you inspired her to do music, she's probably doing more positive music than she would have been if someone else had pulled in the studio.
She know what time it is. She was like, when you in the studio with me, you know what you doing. You know what I'm saying? And then even having her mom listen to the songs and be like, oh, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I like what you're doing. And because she's not familiar with Christian music, she's not familiar with the Christian hip hop scene, but
Right.
we've done like maybe 4 or 5 records together. To bring her into my world, that means a lot. And even with Saga, what you were saying with Saga, what people don't know, the first time ever Saga got on stage was at my album release. Before we knew each other.
Wow.
Before we knew each other. I didn't know. He was just like, he was a dude that was hanging out in Chris's studio. And already know me and Chris, that's like, we're like red and meth.
Yeah. For real.
So he was hanging around the studio, and then we developed a bond. He was like, he told me like years later, the first time he ever got on stage was at my event. And I'm like, whoa, who would have thought? Like, who would have thought? And now seeing who he has become, is definitely a blessing to ride out with him at different battle events, man. So it's important, like, in anything that we do, in every field or marketplace we at, it's important that we be impactful, that we impact somebody, that we have left a mark. We left our mark in the places that we occupy, and also in the lives of the people who we do life with. So I think that's imperative, and that's why the features mean so much on this project, because I'm not one to do a lot of features. So this feels like a first for me. You know what I'm saying? So
word up.
That's crazy, man. Just wow, man. Listen, let people know how that they can keep up with you and how they can get this album. You know what I mean? Because it's coming out soon, and they need to hear it, man.
Friday is going down, yo. If y'all want to keep up with me, y'all should definitely follow me on my Instagram, my Facebook page. I'm very active. You know what I'm saying? My website, www.richarddolphin.com. I'm definitely doing some rebranding on that end. But by all means, feel free to follow me. Message me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hard to find. As soon as you type in Richard Dauphin, we in there. You know what I'm saying? It's straight like that, man. So, by all means, man, Vanguard Talk, it's going to be out officially Friday, but you can pre-order it right now on iTunes. You know what I mean? You can pre-order it right now on iTunes. Just go on iTunes and you can see it, Vanguard Talk. And by all means, support. Purchase it. It's only like $6.90, $95 or $93. It ain't gonna hurt, kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's gonna stream it. That's cool. But if you want to support, please, go ahead. Those pre-orders are everything for independent artists. You know what I'm saying? So by all means, and even right now, you're gonna hear this first. Listen, right now, Vanguard Talk, the single and Forever, is available on Apple Music right now, and it's on Tidal, so y'all could definitely go ahead and check that out right now. Just leave those 2 this week, leading up to the actual album dropping everywhere on May 19th, man. So definitely check that out.
That's what's up. So I got a special video that I'm fitting to play for y'all real quick. This is the actual proposal video that my man Rich Dauphin was able to allow us to be able to play and share in this moment. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just first off, it was really dope. Let's just be honest. The fact that he allowed us to rock with it and do this. So I want to just say that we really appreciate this. Let me just get it prepared.
Got some behind the scenes footage of me in the whole process, getting ready to propose. You see me mad nervous. That's the most vulnerable moment. People probably never see me nervous. But yeah, that day, that's what nervous looked like on Richard Dauphin.
That one makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, Yo,
I bet,
so
man.
brother.
I can't imagine, like, you know, just you know, with the nervousness. I know where I would have been. I'd have been like, what? You want me to do what? On air? In front of all these people?
And I was performing what we doing for the first time. Never performed it before. On like where the lights are the brightest, like, and you're gonna propose afterwards, like I would like, what are you doing? That's when I think back to this. What are you doing, fam? Like, why? Like, but God is good, man. It ended up being a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So look, I'm gonna play the song. I'm gonna let y'all I'm not the song. I'm gonna play the video of the proposal, and I'm gonna let y'all just rock out and enjoy the moment, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. This is the proposal from Rich Dauphin to his now wife, Evelyn. Y'all know what it is. Stay tuned. Stay blessed. All right, so from what I understand, the sound is not coming through. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come back to that in a few minutes. I'm gonna get it over to DJ LNF, who's the actual DJ. Probably should have been doing it in the first place, you know, but I tried to step in and help out. Let's get to some music. We'll play a couple songs. I'm gonna get this over to LNF and we're gonna go from there. Y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. Stay tuned, stay blessed.
Only way to do it. Oh my. Yeah. I do it right. Yeah. That sound good. Oh my. Some do it for the money, others do it for the fame. That's for me and my house, yeah. We gon' do it for the gang, man. I do it for I do it, do it for I do it, do it for I do it. Oh shit, the reason that I do this is to use my influence on the block or the pulpit and the booth with the music. This right here, rebel music out to put the people on, cause you know they need more than what they hearing in these songs. I be so appalled, I be like, what's going on? Ask me what I'm writing for. Man, I write to go to war, freedom, what I'm fighting for. You're up against all odds, ask me where I go hard, cause I do it for my God, hey. But that ain't what they wanna hear though. What I stand for, they don't wanna hear though. And I know they probably thinking I'm a weirdo, but yo, still ain't gon' get an ear for. Man, more about faith, hope, and love. Focus on things that's above. When the hate come, I just shrug, cause I'm turned all the way up. If you feel some type of way, we ain't come here to play. We gon' rip for the faith, and FMG, my new way. I keep it real, man, I ain't got no facade. Ask me why I go hard, cause I do it for my God. Oh God, hey God, oh God, hey God, oh God. I do it for my God, hey God, oh God. That's how we do it, God. This is what they call rebel music. FMG, you know we gotta do it for the king. You don't know what they really mean. I do it for my, I do it for I do it. Do it for I do it. Do it for I do it. For my, and every little thing I do, even anywhere I go, I stay focused on the vision. FMG, that be my code. That's all I know. That's how I roll. Cause there's so much distraction. Ain't got time to slack for nothing but straight be about the action. See this here more than just rapping. This right here be my passion. Time to step up, be a real one. Cause so many be acting. I'm saying, tell me what it look like. Got the pots in the stove, what it cook like. Everybody want to live a good life, but I'm in the rain with the king for the good fight. Oh! Bet you won't catch me slipping, black man on a mission. Try and make a difference, everybody here tripping when they need it. Just listen, man, bump all the wishing, man, play your position. Gotta switch the tempo, ride on high, gotta get low. See the soprano go through the window, and he creeping like bum man from the fifth floor. Hey yo, if you feel some type of way, we ain't come here to God, do it for my. Oh my. Yeah, how we do it. This is how we do it. This is what they call rebel music. This gon' be the anthem for the revolution. No, we would not be so concerned with all the topics they telling us. No. But as believers for his will, you know that we gotta level up. We're beyond the music. We're beyond that hype. If you buy his word, then be about that life. FMG, you know we gotta do it for the king. You don't know what that really mean. I do it for my, I do it for, I do it. Do it for, I do it. Do it for, I do it. For my.
The tables have turned, they try to write me off. Demons trying to come around my way, I'ma go find them all. This what I learned, the day I changed my life. Gonna be rapping for the Lord till the day I die. Yeah, catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. I was so lost, but he turned on that light in the street, yeah. Was blindfolded, couldn't see the truth. Now your boy can see, yeah. Call him Jesus, so you can see the truth. And every single L that I take is really less, so we don't really lose. Say hallelujah. Put your song in the playlist. This time you can ride to it, you can fight to it. If Jesus tell me something to do, then trust me, I do it. I gotta do it. Can't wait, I am on for duty. Gotta get my body moved. Gotta reach these streets, kinda catch these fish, kinda like the lure. Watch me maneuver. Now hold up. I was pressed, I was feeling dirty. Hold up, he called me blessed when I felt unworthy. Hold up, at rock bottom, don't know why I'm living, bro. Then I met this Jesus Christ, he showed me what my mission was. They try to write me off. Demons trying to come around my way, I'ma go find them all. This what I learned, the day I changed my life. Gonna be rapping for the Lord till the day I die. Yeah, catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line.
Demons had to break them all. Ayy, try to lock me down, I had to break the walls. When you're looking for the truth, tell me who you call. Lacing up my boots, ready to risk it all. Yeah, like tag me in, fiends on the block, I'ma spin. I'm tryna save him from sin, go get a friend. Telling them all about him, the one that can change you again. We on go, don't lose your soul, no. Oh no, the world's so cold.
The tables have turned, they try to write me off. Demons trying to come around my way, I'ma go find them all. This what I learned, the day I changed my life. Gonna be rapping for the Lord till the day I die. Yeah, catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line.
I go to war for my people, I fight on bending knee. And it ain't no bending me, cause God defending me. And I want all the smoke fire in me like I'm a chimney. Lights on, see the flickering and then the exposing these snickering. I'm on the front line, hitting hard like a punchline. Got pull up when it's crunch time, and he said don't touch mine. And when it's dark we let the sun shine. Beat a demon like a drum line, shut him up, leave him tongue tied. And we do it all for the most high, oh yeah.
The tables have turned, they try to write me off. Demons trying to come around my way, I'ma go find them all. This what I learned, the day I changed my life. Gonna be rapping for the Lord till the day I die. Yeah, catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line. You can catch me on that front line.
Rise up worldwide. We in the building. Yeah. And this is the part of the show where we start getting into some heavy topics, man. We didn't get a chance to go over it with everybody before, but what we're gonna talk about this hour is a few things. We're gonna talk about Ja Morant being suspended from the Grizzlies for again flashing a gun on social media. We're gonna talk about Dr. Phil being against reparations for Black people, and we're gonna talk about the white supremacists marching on the U.S. Capitol on Mother's Day.
Hey, look at Rich face.
Rich, those are some heavy topics, and I know you are a bit of an activist. Not even a bit, you are an activist. You know, I'm gonna give dealer's choice, man. Which topic you want to jump into?
I'm gonna start off with Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that one hurt. You know what I'm saying? That one definitely hurt, but then it's also a reminder. You know, it's in a short clip. It's a lot to unpack. For one, you just dodged a major bullet with the whole club incident on Facebook, on live again. A major bullet. The fact that you were allowed only an 8-game suspension. You know what I mean? He has a huge contract. You are the face of the league. You know, you have a whole town. You are the face of Memphis. You know, the new face of the NBA. And you're like 23. You have, you know what I mean? You have the world at your, and even looking at his upbringing, he's not somebody that got it out the mud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not somebody that really got it out the mud, but was definitely fortunate. But it just goes to show how you can be so infatuated with the life that it ain't even yours, that you want to make it your own and make it your reality. You know, and it's unfortunate because look who, like they say, whoever you're around, that's where you're going. It's so true because anybody that's real with him, I'm like, yo, listen, you don't need to be holding no guns. I need to be holding whatever I'm holding to protect you. You should never feel the need to have a gun. You know, and that's from the first incident. So after you dodge that bullet, you know, time is healing wounds. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people got up to bat and defended him in the media because the people felt that the persecution that he got was unwarranted. You know, it was a lot. You know, even sports columnists, they were split when it came down to Ja Morant. You know, but to do this again in a car, like, you didn't have to do that. It's not like he didn't know his man was on live. Like, you knew he was on live.
Starting on the gram, gonna cost this man his job.
Yo,
he gonna have to go play in the Euro League somewhere.
Yo, what are you doing? Like, like what we doing? You know what I'm saying? This is
that's the perfect time to say what we doing.
Yo, what we doing? This is a teaching moment. This is what I do. I teach my kids. I'll be like, yo, listen, you gotta watch who you hanging around with.
Yes.
You gotta watch who you hang around. This is a teaching moment. Because I hope it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, this one incident, that 11 seconds or 3 seconds jeopardized his whole life.
It could cost him millions.
Cost him millions. His reputation, you know what I mean? It don't take much.
His reputation, his career,
it don't take much.
He's going to be labeled the rest of his life as a thug, as an idiot for letting it happen.
A 3 second slap cost Will Smith 30 years.
Right.
He had a 30-year legacy. He's Mr. Perfect. The model sin he got up there. He
was goals.
Huh? He was goals, relationship goals. That 10 seconds that he slapped erased 30 years of flawlessness. Look at Bill Cosby. He had like about 40, 30, 50 years.
50 years.
The poster child of what you should be, the model. And now all that is, now what is he remembered as? When you think Will Smith, you ain't thinking Men in Black. You ain't thinking Fresh Prince. You're not thinking, you know what I mean? Like I think I could beat Mike Tyson. You ain't thinking summertime.
Listen.
You thinking the slap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I will say,
jeopardize your whole legacy.
With that slap though, he did re-energize Chris Rock's career. I'll tell you that. Because have you seen tickets for a Chris Rock show lately? They doubled and tripled in price.
Because they want to know what he gonna say.
They want to know what he gonna say. Yep.
The price went up off of it.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. I'll tell you that. But John Morant, man, like this is definitely a teaching moment. Like how you put yourself out there on social media is exactly how people are going to judge you. You are known. John Morant is known for being one of the most athletic athletes in the world, highest jumper in the NBA, if not the highest jumper. He's for sure one of them, reminiscent of a Vince Carter type thing.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You're going too hard. Don't do that.
You don't listen. John Morant.
He's a highlight. Wait. People highlight his misses.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's as skilled as Vince Carter. I'm saying he's as athletic. Like John Morant could jump over somebody.
I'm not going there. Moving on, because that's a whole nother fight. I ain't coming here for that. Not today. We can have that in the off season.
That is so funny. That is hilarious.
He said we choosing violence on that one.
It's not with it.
Nah, bro. He's athletic like Glenn Rice. Okay, cool. I'm with that.
Nah.
But you talk about Vince.
Come on, bro. He makes it athletic. Glenn Rice.
Nah. Listen, John Morant is a world-class athlete, bro. Like he makes NBA players look like they don't ball, bro.
Yo,
like the way he jumps.
I don't know too many. I can't name 3 players that are as athletic as him, or I can say who are more athletic than him in NBA history.
Derrick Rose. I'll go there.
Nah, he wasn't like Derrick Rose ain't that.
He wasn't like that.
He wasn't like that. He was athletic, but not like that.
I would compare Derrick Rose to an Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I would compare Derrick Rose. But as far as like athletes just jumping out the building,
like a freak.
Nah.
Yeah,
John Morant,
he's a freak.
Vince Carter.
Yeah.
I would say in his career, and Dominique Wilkins, those type of people, like when they would just like sky on you, right? He's literally like Air Morant right now.
He's wild. He's definitely.
I'm trying to bait LNF. He's not taking it.
Nah, I mean, if we want to take it there, if you really want to talk about it, my feeling is, dude, for one, this ain't the first time. He went through this already. Got 8 games. That wasn't good enough for him. He wanted to do more. I'm much more harsh. Yeah. I think he need to lose the whole season. Really fill it in the pockets. I mean, he gonna live. He gonna be fine. But really fill it in his pockets. And really, like, dude went against the CBA. Like, there's policy for this. There's literally policy for this. And
it's the
not
second
only
time.
that, a slap in the face to America that you went on TV with Jalen Rose talk about, I'm a changed man. It was a couple weeks ago. Like
a month. Like not even, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Like, so man, I almost don't know what we doing. It's gonna be the whole thing for tonight, man. So yeah, that's my big thing is like, yo, you played the whole, anybody who's a fan of the NBA themselves, and you playing games. And for me, I'm much more harsh. If Jermaine O'Neal can lose a whole season because he punched a fan, take this dude out for a season.
Man, listen, I don't think punching a fan, which is actual physical violence, versus somebody just flashing a gun,
listening to NBA young boy talking about,
which is implied. It's implied that you run up on me. Yeah, I'm rich, but if you run up on me, it's
you assaulted a child.
That's crazy.
It ain't just one thing, bro.
I hear you. Wait, assaulting a child.
Yeah, he punched a 17-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah, it got dropped.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. His folks, his mom's got into an argument with somebody at Foot Locker. The dude had to lock himself in the back for 40 minutes until the cops came or something like that. Like, this is a problem, bro. Like, this is not. I'm not saying because this is one thing. I'm not saying this is not just one thing. This is behavior.
Yeah. Okay.
No more slaps on the wrist. No more playing. You out.
It is a history of behavior, so they
And the
are
NBA
going to have to
blackball
pay.
people for less.
They sure do. They sure do. So we'll see how it plays out. But as of right now, you know, he's just suspended from all activities with the Grizzlies. So, you know, I think leaving him in limbo is probably worse than anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't even know you guilty, and you know you're going to be sentenced, but you don't know what's going to happen. You don't even know when you're going to be sentenced. I think that is probably worse. So
I tell my kids this. I was like, yo, some people never hear the warnings till they feel the consequences. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear the warnings till you feel the consequences. And I wouldn't want him to go through that, but sometimes you have to go through that in order to get right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his whole life ahead of him, and I just hope and pray that, you know, that he get it. Like a lot of our young brothers, man, that they get it.
And on that note, LNF, let's play one quick song, and then we come back. We're gonna jump into some of the other topics. Like I said, we still got to talk about Dr. Phil being against reparations for Black people, and we still got to cover the white supremacists marching on the U.S. Capitol, man. So y'all know what it is. Rich Dolph, man, I know you probably got to run, bro. We appreciate you rocking with us. We appreciate you coming in and letting us.
Number love, man.
You know what I mean?
Number love.
And listen, you did mention earlier. I ain't gonna skip past it that you're gonna be coming out with some more music. You know what I mean? So
hold me to it, please.
As soon as that happens, you already know.
You already know.
You gotta know. Listen, I'm gonna give you a key to the back door. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody.
Cause it's
come
E
on
first,
in,
bro. Cause it's E first. Yo,
that's it.
That, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
As soon as I come through with the barbecue, be like, yo, cousin.
Cousin.
You know what I'm saying? You got that? All right, cool. It's like that, man. You know how we grow, man. It's all love, man. All
for
love.
Sure. For sure. So, all right, bro, man, appreciate you. And enough, take us away with the next song, bro. What you got lined up?
Salute.
This kid Lee had not to tell.
All right, let's do it. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Dessert.
I was lagging. Now I'm stronger than before, more than a rapper. I'm the head and not the tail, so they gon' back up. Had to give me up, cause I know I was dragging. I ain't had my armor on, so I was lacking. But now I'm stronger than before, more than a rapper. See, I'm the head and not the tail, so they gon' back up. I fall like 7 times and get up with amnesia. 5 a.m. I rise, I used to be a sleeper. Like I gained muscle, I've been working on my speaking. They ain't gon' catch me non-confident no more either, yeah. I used to fear people judging, then I found me. I'm announcing, found identity, now my fate moving mountains, I took a break, came back 100, ready and all in, ready for calling, ready for options, ready for talking. Ain't no more stalling, ain't no more probably, ain't no more nonsense, ain't no more clocking. Now it's shocking, ain't no more breaking down for them or them. The enemy ain't doing nothing, killing them stop us. I had to pop up like surprise, no more crawling. My head is up, it's tunnel vision to my father. Had to get off Instagram, I got addicted. I got so satisfied, it felt all of me drifting. Started to hate myself and even hate my image. I'm done with that like Revelation, it is finished.
The Lord will make me the head and not the tail. If you pay attention to this command, then the Lord God will give you this day. And be careful that you follow all the assignments that He gives unto you. Does anybody in this building believe that the Lord can make a way out of no way? Yeah. Does anybody believe the Lord will change your life and change your life in the twinkling of an eye? I don't know about you, but somebody ought to say amen in this place.
Had to give me up cause I know I was dragging, I ain't had my armor on so I was lacking, but now I'm stronger than before, more than a rapper, See, I'm the head and not the tail, so they gon' back up, Had to give me up cause I know I was dragging, I ain't had my armor on so I was lacking, but now I'm stronger than before, more than a rapper, See, I'm the head and not the tail, so they gon' back up, I'm seeing lots of things that's here to start revealing, My discernment right now turned her to a million, yeah. Daughter of the king, the power so appealing, The only one that's been there all this time, the realest, I fall like 7 times to get up like what happened. I can't grasp it, I'm already up back into it with passion. And I'm laughing without fearing the future, consult with a captain. I don't have to fear what I can't control, so I'ma pass it. Can't get wrapped in what they rapping. I pray for all who get trapped in. They call fashion was blasphemous, capping what they interacting. Chapter 20, this the one, might be 19 to none, but God has built me up for what he told me not to run, Had to give me up cause I know I was dragging, I ain't had my armor on so I was lacking, but now I'm stronger than before, more than a rapper, See, I'm the head and not the tail, so they gon' back up, Had to give me up cause I know I was dragging, I ain't had my armor on so I was lacking, but now I'm stronger than before, more than a rapper, See, I'm the head and not the tail, so they gon' back up,
Hey, 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 yeah. Yeah. Then the rapper, yeah. Not the tell, so they gon' back up. Hey. Hey, 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 yeah. 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 No more either, yeah.
Y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. And we in the building. Listen, man. Sure. It's been a dope episode. We had the brother Richard Dauphin in the building, and the Vanguard Talk dope album dropping this Friday. Make sure y'all go out and support it. You know what I mean? Stream it and purchase it. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta help our independent artists grow, and just streaming it ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna do it. No. You gotta purchase it and stream it. So listen. I want to jump into this topic about Dr. Phil, right? For those of you that may not be familiar, he is a TV host, nationally syndicated, one of the biggest syndicated shows in the world. Is this the clip, LNF?
Yes, sir. We got a clip.
Okay, well, you know what? Just to give you a quick background, the person he's talking to is Duke University professor William A. Darity, who said every black person descendant of slavery should receive $350,000. All right, so let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Play. Condition is that reparations should be paid to black Americans whose ancestors were enslaved in the United States. And this would require an expenditure of $14 trillion, which would be distributed evenly across the 40 million black American descendants of U.S. slavery. That would be approximately $350,000 per person.
If you take $350,000 or $840,000 and you write a check to any group of people, black, white, poor, homeless, whatever, you give any group of people that much money and say, there you go, best of luck, and you come back in 6 months, they're going to be broke. So whatever reparations are done, that would be an absolute disaster as opposed to guidance and help in creating generational wealth as opposed to income. Right. That would be an absolute disaster.
There it is.
There it is, man. That's so crazy. That's just so crazy to me that, you know, it's one of those things. It was like, I know I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt to say he probably didn't mean it the way that it came out, right? But at the same time, it came out. And he's going to get the backlash when you're that successful on television. You don't get the same amount of grace that other people get, right?
How could he have better said it, do you think?
I think he should have.
Or does he not talk on it at all? Some people think you white, you can't talk on it at all. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. What he said, he's not incorrect. Because if you give people who've never had money and all of a sudden you give them a large amount of money, right? Multiple studies have shown that within a certain time frame, the money will be blown, right? That's why people who hit the lottery,
right,
when you follow up with them, sometimes 5 years, 10 years out, and I'm talking about people who win lots of money, not just a little bit of money, over 100 million they're winning. Within 10 years, they're in worse position than they were before they got the money.
Right.
They go from being ultra wealthy to now they're in ultra amount of debt because they don't have the knowledge to manage that type of money, because it comes with a lot of responsibility, right? And now that part of it is true. But the other part of it is that to say it like that, you marginalize people to say that they're not. When you name specific groups like he did, it's almost like you're marginalizing those specific groups.
Oh, he's talking about black folks, right? That's what we're talking about.
He said black, brown, and any group.
Right. You're right.
Tell me how you feel about it, LNF.
So one thing I'll say this caveat: haven't seen the entire clip of that show. I would like to watch the whole thing, because from what he's saying, I'm not mad at him. I think overall, you can't generalize an entire people group. I think that's where he went wrong. Because there's going to be people who fumble the bag. You know what I mean? There's going to be plenty of John Morants out there wilding, you know what I mean? And when they get their money and it's over. But then there's going to be plenty of us who actually, put the money into investments, maybe buy a home, get rid of your debts, stuff like that. So stuff that can actually propel you for the future. Sure, 100%. So to me, overall, what he said, I think the sentiment of what he was talking about was, let's make sure that anybody who gets a large sum of money like this, let's get them some classes or something, to financial help, really, to empower themselves and better themselves. So for me, I'm not mad at what he said at all. Almost.
See, the other part of that though is that even if that is the case, that's still not his decision, right? It's still not his say to be responsible for what someone does or doesn't do with the money.
So he's wrong. So was Dave Chappelle wrong when I think he did a skit about this, and they said like stocks on KFC went up, watermelon, everybody bought a Cadillac. So was Dave Chappelle wrong? Because he did to me that would be worse. It's just comedy.
But
it'd be worse.
See, comedy is meant to be offensive in a lot of ways. It's meant to
message and a lesson.
There's a lesson in it, because comedy, let's be honest, in comedy you could say things in comedy that you wouldn't normally say in conversation, because there's sarcasm, there's what is it called? I mean, for me, let's just say there's sarcasm, right? Mm-hmm. In sarcasm, you basically point out something that's glaringly wrong by saying its opposite. For example, there was somebody made a joke the other day about affirming parents, right? And in that affirming parent joke, they were talking about, a kid who wants to be affirmed as a dog. You know what I'm saying? where it was really pointing at the fact that you affirming kids at a young age is not necessarily the best thing to do when it's something that is glaringly obvious they're not. But by buying into the whole affirming them, you know what I mean, you can in fact make things worse.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I still overall, I think, comedy or not, you should be able to. He should be able to give his opinion. No one's saying we got to listen to him.
Yeah.
I mean, and more than likely, we not getting reparations. I mean, if y'all want to vote for Marianne, what's her name? Marianne Williamson, who's actually running for president and saying that's actually a part of what she's running with.
Mm-hmm.
Not showing up to the Breakfast Club with hot sauce in a bag and thinking that's going to get the black vote. Hey, I'm willing to listen. What's up?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm personally, maybe I should be offended, but I'm not offended by what he said. I think about myself. What would I do if I got? Because I think the number would be 350. You said 350K.
Yeah.
What would I do with that? You know what I mean, like I could pay off my house, but there might be a better use where I grow that money later on, and I'm able to pay it off 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Who knows? You know what I mean? So,
regardless of, you choose what you want to do with your reparations. Now, if you blow it, that's your choice. If you invest it, that's still your choice, right? That doesn't absolve the U.S. of the fact of what it did to us. Right. And I think that's the point, is that reparations isn't about the responsibility that Black people will have to take, right? And don't get me wrong, we will need to take some responsibility on how we manage it. But at the same time, we still need to be made whole in some fashion, because the way things are going, we're behind on every level when it comes to education, household income, household savings, marriages, employment opportunities, businesses. We're behind. And in fact, it's become to the point we're behind other minority groups who have just entered into the country freely because they weren't forced to be slaves. They've come into the country now freely, taking on jobs that we won't necessarily take, and are building more wealth than we have.
Yes, but I think a lot of what you mentioned was they're not financial issues. They're mindset issues. Like, giving us 350K don't solve divorce rates and stuff like that within the Black community. Or
it doesn't.
Fathers not being there. That's all. That has nothing to do with the fine. I mean, it might help some cases.
Here's the thing, overall, though, right? If let's say you are 25 years old, right? You just got out of college. You have no degree. You just got your degree. You're starting your first job. Now your deferments are over. Now you've got to pay your student loans. You're still trying to manage you're still trying to get your first apartment or what have you. That 350 is going to change the status of your life. Or let's say you're 18 years old and you're wondering how you're going to pay for college. That 350 is going to change your life. It could put you into a better school. It could move a family to a better neighborhood. You could buy a home, especially if you pull your money together as a family. You could actually build equity. You know what I'm saying? You could or if you're in a home that's probably older, you could fix it up and increase the value of it. You could start businesses. There's so many things that could happen if the opportunity was there. But what happened when they freed us from slavery, is they said, okay, you're free, go fend for yourself, right? They didn't give us any education.
We built up cities and we built up towns.
And they tore them down.
Absolutely. But
that's the point of reparations. Because when we did try to build our own, They came. Not only did they set us back by having us as slaves in the first place. Then when they let us go and we actually built our own, it wasn't enough for them to let us be. They had to go and burn those cities down too. So the U.S. has been intentional about holding us back.
Yeah, but so where I'm going with it is we had those towns that, and there's a number of them, that had wealth, right, and they're black towns. And I would gather that fatherlessness wasn't an issue, mass incarceration wasn't an issue. I guess drug use wasn't an issue. Whatever, I don't know. I really don't have stats on it, but what I'm saying is necessarily just giving us the money don't fix it.
I think it's a start though. I think it's a big start.
What do we do with our PPP loan money?
That went to everybody.
Do you know that? But what I'm saying is,
the PPP loans went to people who already had businesses. If you didn't have a business and you made up a business, people are going to jail.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have a business already, I didn't get a PPP loan.
Good, because you didn't defraud the country.
Exactly. That's what.
But for those who did,
yeah, and they got what they deserved.
But where is it at? What does it account for?
The PPPs?
Yeah, where was that? What did you build with that money? If you got probably around 20K, I'm guessing somewhere around there with the PPP loans.
The idea of it was for you to stay in business. Remember, the economy was shot. Everybody was stuck at home. That PPP loan was really to help you stay in business and keep employees working. Mm-hmm. So if you took the PPP and you stayed in business where you could have failed, the PPP did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yeah,
it helped you stay in business if you used it correctly.
Right.
Mismanagement of funds can happen whether you're educated or uneducated. That's a whole separate issue.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between mismanagement of the money you give me and not having the money at all. Big difference.
Yeah. So bringing it back to Dr. Phil, according to what it says, it doesn't sound like he's saying no reparations. Sound like he's saying let's reparations, but with some guidance.
He didn't say that though. All he said was if you give this people this type of money, they're going to be broke in 6 months. That's not the same as saying they should get some type of guidance.
I hear what you're saying. Okay.
You understand? Had he said it that way, like, listen, if we're going to give people that amount of money, we should also give them this level of education and show them how to handle it responsibly. That would have been a much better way to phrase that so that it is not as offensive. Now, there's always going to be somebody offended because he had an opinion. You can't please everybody. But there's a much better way that he could have done that. And again, I'm not saying he's perfect. Hell, y'all know I'm liable to say something real off color. So at the same time, though, like, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been a much better way to phrase it. It's not about the responsibility. It's about the fact of the attempt to make us whole. And to this day, there has been none. The best that we get is integration. And really and truthfully, integration has hurt us. Because when we were forced to work with ourselves, we were forced to spend our money on ourselves, we had stuff. We had businesses, we had whole towns. Now that we can spend our money with other communities, we don't spend it with ourselves. Listen, I'm going to end this point with this, right? The biggest trick that has been done to African Americans in the U.S. is by convincing us that we don't have anything. When the reality is, we actually have a lot of money. Our problem is that we don't spend it with ourselves. We have resources. We have education. We go to college. We graduate college. We are now have the opportunities to be business owners or high level executives. These things are happening now, right? And our women, the women in the African American community have outpaced us. They make more than men do now, right? So there's an opportunity for us to uplift ourselves, but we have to be able to spend money with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to get away from depending on other people to do things. And yes, sometimes working with your own is harder. That's okay. At the end of the day, the whole community benefits when you stay with your own and you build with your own. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise the village from where it's at.
Okay.
And that's the invest in yourself tip.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't saying nothing. You might have the red pills coming after you.
Let
after
them.
that.
I'm good with that.
Dr. Joe Boss, Ifan Tunde, you know what I mean?
King Kong consciousness.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
I know what you've been listening to. I know. I hear the talking points.
I love Dr. Umar.
I do too.
I would love if we could get him on the show.
If you got 150K, we can make it happen.
Yeah, no. So listen, we got a few moments left. Do you want to play a song and come back to this last topic?
Yeah, let's get into this this Quese, I Love You Jesus.
All right, let's do it. Stay tuned, stay blessed.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Been through the mud, still I'm right here, yeah. Life be the type that don't fight fair, yeah. Came straight from that jungle, lion, tigers, bears, yeah. Still I stand right here, yeah. Imagine losing everything just to gain it all. From the time I was a jit, all I wanted was the ball. I was told by OGs, get the cheese and the broads. Was a boy to a man, still the biggest question mark. Needed light in the dark, needed hope that's divine. Two worlds intertwined, new strength in these times. Crew right by my side, real ones who gon' ride even if it all decline. It's like I was blinded by man and it's ways that define who I am. I let it manifest. Waves of depression crash hard, felt like vanishing. Disappear like my dad when he abandoned me. But then God's love came and captured me. Covered me with grace, showed me the real man in me. Imprinted his love, showed me that it's all vanity. Coming to an end is everything except for me. Life be the time that I'm fighting. Shit from the jungle, my tigers vision.
I love you, Jesus. I give you praise, Lord. I worship and adore. I give it all back. Being at the bottom, trying to climb out, yeah. Stay with a bottle, now it's dried out, yeah. It was mid in the mitten, but I had cloud, yeah. Running through them all with the seas down, yeah. Sick for a long time, I ain't done suicide. Dying on the inside, God's there when I slide. Living cap was the vibe, I'ma hurt you all the time. Strapping to survive. Being drunk and pain was my getaway. Sipping on E and J in the midday. Feeling in my body wasn't manifesting. Sick but a smile since adolescence. But I know we love it cause he ride or die. Breathing his breath in the late of mine. Got me out the side, shit, I'm sober now. Body was a Buick, I'm a Rover now. I love you, Jesus. I worship you, free me, Lord, you free me, Lord. I love you, Jesus. You healed me. I worship and adore you. I'm here, Lord. Just wanna tell you, yeah. Oh, I love you more than anything, yeah.
All right, so those of y'all watching the NBA postseason, just a quick update. The Nuggets have defeated the Lakers in Game 1 and 132-126 win. So for those of you rooting for the Lakers or the Nuggets have taken Game 1 at home.
So they've taken the series. Cool.
They took Game 1.
They'll take the series.
Oh my God. We'll let's put a pin in that. We'll come back. Because we know the Lakers is gonna win. So anyway, let's jump into this topic. A white supremacist group called Patriot Front marched in DC this weekend for Mother's Day. And they marched toward the U.S. Capitol. Reports said that they were around 200 members who were a part of this group. And they had a large police presence that escorted the extremists along the National Mall. Basically, they were beside them to keep them from escalating into something violent. Right? The group is known for clashing, as with just within the last month, they actually had a conflict at SatanCon with Satanists, where they, went to challenge them. The group's website claims its activism is intended to assert cultural independence founded in our European race. They were also dressed in uniforms where they wore khakis, blue shirts, white face mask, kind of like what people wore during the pandemic, where it's more like a sleeve type of thing. And they had khaki colored hats and different signs up to stating "Reclaim America." Yeah, I'm disappointed in this, to be honest with you. I'm disappointed. Huh?
I'm not surprised.
Because one, it was like, come on, y'all do this on Mother's Day? Like, y'all can't even let all the moms in America just rock out?
I'm sure their moms was happy. Well, let me take that back. I don't know their mamas. Let me take that back.
See, here's the thing. You know you doing something wrong when you got to hide your identity behind it, right? You make a public march, but you have your identity concealed. Meaning, you know you're doing something crazy.
I think I mean, a lot of people were saying that the reason for doing that is for it to be a uniform. I think you make more of a statement when you do that.
You don't have. They were already in uniform. They all had on the same outfits. But to conceal yourself, you really don't want to be identified as a part of this group. You believe in this group, but you don't want to be singularly identified as a part of this group. Meaning,
I don't know.
That's like me saying I support white racism, but I can't tell nobody. I do it in secret. I'm doing it on the low. It's basically being on the down low about your racism.
So their I guess their information is already out there. People know who these people are. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they know who the group is. I don't think they know who the individual members are.
No, they know because they have actual applications of these members, and they're saying I read that 20%, and this is from the Guardian, so if it is true, I don't know. But 20% of their applicants, and I think there's 200 people that was there, but 20% of the applicants are actually tied to the military. Like,
wow,
people know who they are. Like, this is not. They're not. I don't think they're hiding. I don't think this is wearing a mask was about hiding anything. I think it's about sending a message. It's an intimidation tactic. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, I would do something like that in fantasy basketball because I take stuff too far. I would love to just send a message. You know what I mean? So I'd wear something like that. But Yeah, for me, and the biggest thing a lot of people were saying actually pushback, not on what you're saying, but is that they believe like the FBI was involved in this, and this is like a front. You know what I mean? And they called it a psyop, but I don't know. For me, especially what we learned during the pandemic, BLM, all those marches, Antifa, coming in and instigating. I wouldn't be so, I don't take all of this at face value anymore. You know what I mean? Just because we say it's this group that believes this, it don't mean it's just necessarily that group. It could be that group mixed in with our military, our FBI forces. I don't know.
I mean,
shake stuff up. I don't know.
When you say that, do you mean like the FBI or whatever is a part of it, intentionally putting this together, or certain members are just happen to be a part of the FBI? Like, I don't know what you mean.
Know. I don't know for sure because there's not enough info out, right? And nothing happened, right? As well. I heard that
it was a peaceful march.
I heard that they were planning to riot. That's what I heard, but we didn't see anything. I don't know. So for me, I'm just saying I'm not putting it past our government to be a part of this. Elections are coming up. When it comes to black folk, the number one thing that they do is they rile us up with emotion. And for me, so I'm just saying, I'm not saying that this is definitely not a real organization. I think it's a real organization. But it, for me, it's a little, I don't know. 20% of your new applicants is military. I don't know.
I mean,
could be a coincidence.
I don't think so. I mean, to me, it sounds like old-fashioned good old boys club. You know what I mean? Like, they want things to go back to the way they were when you could be openly racist. You know what I mean? Now you cannot. Yeah. You can't, because we've outgrown that. You know what I'm saying? The country has grown past that point in its history. As a community, we have grown past that. You know what I mean? We're not, we're not Sambos anymore. You know what I mean? We're educators. We're lawyers. We're doctors. We're CEOs. You know what I mean? We're in positions of power. We're leaders. We've had a president since then. So it's not going to go back to that. Now, don't get me wrong.
Their mission statement, real quick.
Okay.
Or part of their mission statement.
Okay.
Our mission is a hard reset on a nation we see today, a return to the traditions and virtues of our forefathers. It's a little ambiguous, but it could very well mean what you're saying. You know what I mean? 100%. And they're openly white supremacists, so there's nothing. They're not hiding it.
Right. They're not hiding it. Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's not the tea. What's that? The teacups. That group.
Right.
Anyway.
It's
Tea Party.
There you go. You said the teacups. Wow. I just got what you did. Okay. I mean, yes, that's the point. These are people who are openly racist, but they don't want to be known specifically as openly racist, because guess what? You will lose your job and your career, but you will still take the chance, though, to go out here and march with other openly racist. So I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed.
Okay.
Disappointed. Let that have been 200 African Americans, militant, marching the same way. Do you believe they would have been met with such peaceful terms?
That's true. Did they have any weapons?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
They just had signs.
Okay. I mean, it's your American right. Go ahead, go out, protest. It's your American right.
Yeah, peaceful protest is an American right.
And don't stop me when it's my turn.
And on that note, I think we had a great show.
Absolutely.
I think we've had a great show. We've had a dope interview with Rich Dauphin. We've had some dope music and some really great topics that we covered quickly. So I think this is a great episode. I want to thank each and everybody that tuned in and rocked with us. Big shout to my man Darnell Rivera. Big shout to Supreme. I see Isaiah Smallwood, Evelyn Dauphin. We had a lot of people rocking with us, man. We appreciate you,
Jimmy.
And my man Jay is LA. Appreciate you. Evangelist Charles, appreciate you. So listen, we're gonna rock out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue to do things. LNF is gonna be holding it down for us next week. Possibly. As your boy, I will not be here celebrating my 10th wedding anniversary with my wife.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be in North Carolina and gonna be out there, trying to secure a place to go and make things happen.
That's next week.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the week after next. Okay.
No. I'm leaving I'm leaving in 2 days to go down, and I won't be back till next week Wednesday.
One man show.
Yeah.
Man's is this?
I've been holding on to that one all show.
Oh man. Oh man.
We'll see.
Yo. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That one.
I like that one.
Okay.
I hope you got the other one too. Like, who man's is this?
I thought it was too long, so okay. I got it though. Man, okay.
That was good though.
Listen. We might see you next week.
Yes.
We might not. We'll see.
We'll see how it go. Y'all know what it is. Pray for us.
Yes.
Rock with us. Share the episode. But we'll see you on the next Bat channel at the same bat time. I said that wrong. We'll see you next episode, the same Bat channel, same bat time. Rise Up Worldwide. Joe Boss, DJ LNF, signing off.